Right, at 12 minutes and 50 seconds, around that time, I actually proceed to compare it with the real Vectrex, and that's actually the most interesting part of the video, although the first part of the video actually has my musings on the interface and how it looks and whatever. So if you want, you can only watch the second part, and if you like, you can watch the entire video. Let's go. So here, I've got my iPad, and I've got something very interesting that I wanted to show you guys, and that's a bit of emulation, which is a Vectrex, which is a Vectrex Emulator. Oh wait, I have to set Bluetooth. Yeah, a Vectrex Emulator. This has been in the making for quite some time, and I was really looking forward to it. But the sad thing is that iCade is connected. The sad thing is that the touch controls of this emulator aren't that great. But if you use an iCade for it, it's actually quite amazing. I hope this is visible. This interface basically shows you a room in which the Vectrex is situated with shelvings and a ton of Vectrex games, the Vectrex system itself, and some Polaroids of the creation of the artwork, and let me see what else. A book on the Vectrex history, which is very interesting to read. They did it very nicely, and videotapes, VHS videotapes, which show you Vectrex commercials on a very small TV set, playing in a VCR. So yeah, controls. Yeah, done. As you can see, it's slightly smaller than a real Vectrex game, and they used some flickering and well, they tried to emulate the. Let me take this off. I'll show you in more detail. Look, in the iCade it works nice, and as you can see, it actually looks very nice. This is actually, yeah, the most ultimate companion of the iCade, I guess, because it really distracts from the whole iPad thing and just shows it as a screen, and it's actually a bit better than the original as oh yeah, and look, and the touch controls, they disappear. The touch controls really aren't implemented well, and which is a shame. And of course the iCade makes a hell of noise with the buttons and stuff, but yeah, looks very nice. Not sure if it will focus correctly. Over here there's yeah, some overlay buttons that that you see, and they keep being visible. And the system, yeah, what I found is that the whole thing isn't as responsive as you'd expect it to be, and perhaps I should just close off a ton of other apps like so, and just switch back to it. Perhaps it's more responsive now. Let's go play Scramble. So you can see the box art, and you can say continue, and it actually continues a previous game that I was playing. And as you can see, only the word menu is visible on top. The touch controls, they disappear if you move the... and on the iPad 3, the vectors are kind of big and very distinct, but they did try to mimic a lot of the vector bits quite well. As you can see, there's a small increment in brightness where these vectors overlap. So yeah, this is very ad hoc, you know, non-scripted, and probably my English isn't even well. Yeah, you can see how unresponsive the button actually is. In my opinion, it's actually unusable. I have that thing with, yeah, perhaps it's not my, yeah, it's not my finger. No, it's just, I don't get it to work. So with the iCade, it's perfectly playable. So I would only recommend this if you have an iCade or another type of hardware controller. And let me see if I can actually manage some gameplay here. Okay, I'll just, so it makes a hell of a noise, the iCade, more so than the original Vectrex, but the games are very playable on the iCade. Actually, that's my main pet peeve with the iCade, that it's very, very loud. But the button layout is actually exactly the same as the Vectrex, which is very nice. So this is actually quite a bit cheaper than getting an original Vectrex, and it actually looks very nice on this. I'll show you some of the games. The app is free, but the games aren't. You can buy, sorry, you can buy a games pack for Berserk. You can buy a games pack for Quick Play, perhaps. You can buy a games pack for $5.95, I believe. So this is. They could perhaps have used less broad graphics for the vectors, because it kind of looks weird, but it also has this this flashy vector appearance. I'm not sure if it's caught on camera, but it actually has some sort of flickering thing going on. And let me see, solo quest, pull position, of course, quick play. So and it just changes the let me see, those are the gears. And it really plays very nicely, especially with a micro-switched joystick that the original Vectrex lacked. Oh, I have to switch gears here. So I think for iCade users, this really is a must-have application because it really visually, but also almost physically gives you a Vectrex with a ton of nice games, and also some homebrew. There's on the bottom shelf there's a couple of homebrew games, but let's show you another game, Cosmic Chasm, of Of course, not all games are available. I'm not sure what this. And the good thing is also that the function of the keys is actually depicted on the overlay, so it's actually quite. Whoops. Okay. Let's try another game. Scramble we did. Solar Quest. The building game. Mindstorm. So, if you choose quick play, it skips the logo, and you get to play a bit earlier, quicker. But I must say, if I play this, it's just as fast as the original. And if I play it on this iCade CAD, it really feels the part, and I actually have better control than I did with the original controller. So if you don't have a Vectrex, yeah, this may be something for you. You know what? I think I'm gonna go grab my Vectrex and have them side by side, so you can actually have the comparison. It'd be nice. And I'm actually sipping some Dutch tea. The Dutch, they drink their herbal tea without milk in it. I'll go grab my original Vectrex. Like so. I have an old rundown controller for it, which works, but yeah, as you can see, the size pretty much is the same. Let me see if I can have it powered on. No, the power cord is too small, but I'll have them side by side, and yeah, I'll go select Scramble, because that's the one that I have in there. Yeah, and I do want to go grab a power extension cord so I can show both of them. Okay, so here you have both solutions side by side. The thing that actually is lacking from the emulated version is actually the hum. That is very, very distinctly audible. But yeah, as you look at both, this costs a lot of money, and that actually doesn't. I mean, yeah, of course, if you have an iPad, perhaps the iPad 2 may actually provide a better picture quality, because I think the original or the iPad 3 or 4 generation screen is a bit too high resolution. So I mean, the vectors are displayed very, very clearly. So yeah, I'll give you guys a close-up. Of course, you see a lot of flickering, which on the camera perhaps shows up a bit more, but they really managed to get the how do you say that, the bezel quite right. Menu, reset. So, and then here we have a reset button, I believe. So, it's very, very, very nice. So actually the displays are about the same size, I guess. Whoops. Very ad hoc, very non-scripted. Well, perfect size. Yeah, actually, if you have the iPad, you know, the iPad is a perfect size for Vectrex emulation. Yahoo! Let's see if I can have a... As you can see, I've turned off the sound of the Vectrex a bit, and despite turning down the volume of the Vectrex, the hum still remains. The controls are a lot less intrusive, but I mean, you fire the buttons and stuff, and I mean, it feels a bit faster than the emulated version. Not sure. I'm easily scoring 6,000 points here, and I easily reach the... Oh man, I love this game. So let me see how far I can get with the real version. It's easy to fire a lot of bullets. Whoops, and of course I die. Yeah, great game. And let me play it on the other one. Because of the clicking noises, firing does take a bit more of an effort. So it's more tiring on the fingers and on the hands. The buttons on the original controller depress quite easy. But other than that, yeah, there's a bit more dead space on the iCade controller. There's a bit of movement before the micro switch clicks. Whereas movement on the original Vectrex controller is more or less instantaneous the moment you move the little stick. And of course this makes a hell of a lot of noise. Yeah. Oh, lovely, isn't it? Okay, well, the emulated version is available for sale in the iStore for I believe 5 or 6 euros. Perhaps 5 or 6 US dollars, not sure. The refresh and everything, the screen, they really try to mimic the whole Vectrex system as closely as possible. And if you put it in an iCade, well, I think this is actually the best Vectrex emulation I've ever experienced. It's very close to the real thing. Of course, it's not the real thing because the real thing is just bloody awesome, and nothing can improve on that. Yeah, Scramble, the must-have game on the Vectrex, and as you can see, it. If only the real Vectrex would have reflective or a glowing how do you say that? A glowing sheet. How do you say that? I'm not sure. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make a somewhat coherent video of this. I was very excited that this was released, and I wanted to share it with you guys as quickly as possible, so quite a non-scripted version of it all, I say. Well, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon.